Well, good morning, my stars. I hope you are all doing well. I hope you all enjoyed the videos that I loaded previously. And as you would have seen, the video of the yes and no questions that I was conflicted about has gone out. But there has been a little bit that was left out. And I really dug deep, and I consulted the pendulum. I consulted my guides. I meditated on it. And the time is not right to let that, and I didn't want to have any conspiracy theories started and everything else. So one day I might reveal what was in them, but let's see where the energy goes, and I might actually do a complete separate reading of it where I will then explain what happened there. But the one that I think you all have been waiting for, the incarnation of Marai, of Meghan Markle. Who is she the incarnation with and of? But before we start, I am just going to say, and I'll pop it on the screen here as well, if you've watched my Soul Family video, you'll see that there is not a possibility for her of being one. And that is Wallis Simpson. There is no ways that she can be reincarnated as Wallis Simpson, because Wallis Simpson died after Meghan Markle was born. She died in 1986. Okay, so it's not possible. Meghan Markle has probably picked up on her traits, and she probably studied her and looked at what she was doing, because trust me, that woman doesn't do anything. She's very clever in that way. She's done with other things, but clever with certain things. Okay? So, Wallis Simpson is off the table. Now, as per usual, I've got 5 candidates, and I'm dug down, and I know you are all going to jump to a conclusion of it should be 1, but let's see what the cards say. Number 1, you will remember this one, Thomas Cromwell. Okay? Thomas Cromwell, from my other incarnation reading, the outsider. He tried to monetize, and he tried reorganizing the crown's power, and he arranged that marriage between Henry VIII, which led to an annulment, which was 1484. Then I've sort of excluded him out of it because we've already touched upon him. But then we look at Piers Gaveston of 1284. And he was a favorite of George II. And he isolated the king and the prince from his family. And he was a narcissistic thorn who outshone the queen, the king in vanity, but he had no real deep foundation. Then we jump from 1284 to 1532, and we're looking here at Robert Dudley of 1532. And he was very much involved with Queen Elizabeth I, and he had his own independent ventures, but it all led to failures and stuff. Then we have the one that I think you all were circling to, is Anne Boleyn, the wife of Henry VIII. But she again couldn't deliver the final product. She couldn't deliver a child, the son. But there's one other one. The elder sister, Mary Boleyn, 1499. She bedded the prince. She was the mistress. But then she fell out of favor. Then she decided to go and marry a commoner. And she was basically cut off from her family, the Boleyns. But she was clever in that way as well. She kept in contact with the palace, with the king and everything else. And eventually, Henry VIII actually wrote a letter to her father telling him that he needs to upkeep her and uphold her in the manner that she was used to, and he shouldn't cut her off, because she was cut off because she went against what the family wanted. So in essence, there was still a very, very deep connection to Mary from Henry VIII. And there's also speculation that Henry VIII actually helped Mary get away from court when all the drama was going on there. Otherwise, she would also have gone chippity chop, chippity chop. So now we're going to ask the cards today. And I'm just going to do, today I'm definitely just doing 5 cards. Okay? I'm going to have a look and see 5 cards. And I've then narrowed it down. And when I narrowed it down, and I asked the cards my yes or no questions, yes or no answers, it whittled it down to 2. And the 2 candidates that it whittled it down to is Anne and Mary. Okay? Anne and Mary. I'm going to put Anne on the left, Mary on the right. And the only reason I'm doing it is because of the alphabet. A for Anne, M for Mary. Okay? So that's the only reason. There's no preference. So let's have a look and see what the cards have got to tell us. Meghan Markle incarnated from. Who was Meghan Markle before she was Meghan Markle? Why, and who was she before? Either Mary or Anne Boleyn. Either Anne or Mary Boleyn. Let's have a look and see what the cards have got to tell us. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, see. Let's have a look, see. Let's see if we can see any empresses. Let's see if we can see any queens, any queen of wands. If we can see any queen of swords. If we can see lovers or 2 of cups. Let's have a look here and see. These cards want a good shuffle. They clearly want a good shuffle. What is that? Not the loyal. Not loyal. Not loyal. Okay. It's pointing me to a direction. Look here. That shows me there was no marriage. There was no marriage. No marriage. Okay. Okay. There is Henry VIII. In reverse is the King of Wands. So the cards are listening. The cards are listening. So they are ready. Because he was the queen, he was the King of Swords. He was also quite emotionally stable in the earlier parts of his life. But he was also the reckless king. The King of Wands. He had so much going on in him. It's not even funny. Very complex person. A very complicated, complex person. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. 5 cards. Anne Mary. Let me just move this out the way. Emperor. Okay. The Hierophant. Justice. Knight of Swords. The Sun in reverse. Okay. Let's go to, okay, this is Anne. Mary. Oh, these lovers. Lovers. Where's my other little doodle? Just cover you up. Lovers card. Let me just get this shifted over so I can get it all in Tower moment. Lovers, Pentacles, strength. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's dissect. This Emperor card is pointing me to Anne. Because she was married to the Emperor. Okay, she was married to the Emperor. It was legal, it was binding, it was done the right way. This was okay, that's the Hierophant, that's the Palace, that is the Church of England, that is her marrying, that is the legal contract. But this is also telling me with this Justice card as well, this is also telling me that this is the chippity chop part of Anne Boleyn. Okay, so there's the Emperor, the Hierophant, the recklessness, and the son that went down. And also she could not provide a son. She could also not provide a son. Okay. Very masculine energy here. And also Anne was very much Anne Boleyn was actually very much tradition bound. She's very traditional. And she was the one that took the crown. She was the lady on the crown. If you have a look here, Justice can sometimes look like a man, Justice can sometimes look like a female, because remember, Justice is blind. If you look at the image of Justitia, it's the lady that is blindfolded. So it doesn't see gender. But in this instance here, if I have a look here, that almost looks like, for me, Henry and Anne Boleyn, a king and a queen, sitting next to each other. And she was always trying to balance things. And she was quite fierce. She was also taking charge of things the whole time. But then the sun went down on her because she couldn't give a son. Let's move over to Mary. Mary here. This is the Tower moment. There's the Lovers in reverse and the Six of Pentacles and the Strength card and the Queen of Wands. We all know who the Queen of Wands is. This is the Tower moment. This is her being the mistress of the king, of the emperor. It's her the mistress, and she fell from fame and glory. That is the breakup of it. That is the breakup of the marriage. Not the marriage, the affair. The splitting of partnerships. The removal from the crown. This is her being out in the cold. Her having to have begged for money, and then eventually through begging to the king, her father paid her. The Strength card. She was the one a lot of times that could actually control and be gentle with Henry VIII. She was one of the few people that could control him. And here we've got the Queen of Wands in reverse. She was bitter. She was very, very bitter when this whole thing with Anne happened. The bitter queen, the nasty queen, the snarky queen. But this strength that she tried holding over the crown led to her Tower moment and her failure and near poverty. These cards aren't giving me 100% answer. Let's have a look what's underlying here. There's the King of Swords. Look here. Okay. Okay, guys, I think we got an answer here. Looking at these cards, let's just walk them back here. Let's just walk them back here. The first card that I flipped over was the King of Swords. And I said in the beginning, King of Swords is archetype of Henry VIII. Okay? And then here, we are sitting with Harry. With the Queen of Wands. The outsider. The man in poverty. This Six of Wands, this shows me this is their failures. The Sussex failures. Lots and lots of tears. And look at them walking towards poverty. Because when Mary was on the outs, she walked from all the luxury and the wealth towards poverty. And here is that fiery energy of Henry VIII again. Taking charge, just go chippity chop, removing everything and everything that is that was in his way, out of his way. Releasing the stress and the fears from that moment. Moving on to the next lady. But also this Lover's card here with Mary. How many times, this is also a reflection here for me of Harry and Meghan. Khatip and Marai. That is lovers in reverse. There's continuously tower moments that they are creating themselves. And I've got both Meghan's archetypes here on the table. The Strength card and the Queen of Wands in reverse. And all their failures and all the tears that they have caused with this Ace of Cups in reverse. And look how the Six of Wands is looking to the success to an extent here. Even though there was a chippity chop there. The fall from grace. And that is the chippity chop. There we go. There's the answer. There's the answer. Yes, this legacy card has given us the answer. That was the tiebreaker. I just had to pull another card. I just had to pull another card. I just had to pull another card. The Queen here. She avoided the chippity chop. And that's the news that we got. No legacy. No children, no legacy. So there we go, my friends. Long end of the story is Meghan Markle, for fun and entertainment purposes, was Mary Boleyn and not Anne Boleyn. My cards are telling me she was Mary Boleyn, and there's a score to be settled now because she was removed. She was removed from Henry VIII by his choice. She was pushed out. His choice, taking her away from court and royal life into poverty. And now she is getting her revenge back and setting this karmic issue by taking a prince away from the court and the life that he was used to. And she continues to lead him down a path of poverty. Just a quick one. Yes or no? Yes or no? Give me a yes or no answer. Is this karmic debt between Harry and Meghan today? Is this karmic debt between Harry and Meghan today going to be settled in this lifetime? Is this karmic debt going to be settled in this lifetime? Yes or no? No. Because of money. There's a tower moment coming for them. Because of money. Greed. Trickery. No balance. The constant fights. Breaking of the illusions. They're going to be back. They're caught in this cycle. They're caught in this cycle. They can't see what they need to fix. They can't see what they need to fix. That card wanted to come out. They were married. They were married. And it's this union, this marriage. It's all the gloating. They need to look to the future. They need to look forward. They need to leave the past behind them. What is the gaslighting? So, my cards are telling me today, here on the 24th of April, that they are still trapped in this karmic circle. Harry and Meghan are still trapped in this karmic circle, and they're not breaking free from it. It is too toxic. And as I said in my previous video, the only way that this will be broken is if Harry leaves her. Will it be broken if Harry leaves her? Yes or no? Yes. 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 Upright yes. And there's another yes. I just literally flipped them to restore balance. It's going to cause tears, but it will make them move on to calmer waters. So if anybody knows Harry, if he wants to break this karmic circle, we all know what he needs to do, for fun and entertainment purposes only. Thank you, my friends. And we're creeping up to those 1,000 subscribers very, very quickly. Thank you very much. Also watch the other video where I made the announcement of the monthly membership fee and what comes with that. And I'm going to do a reading now, directly after this, after I've cleared this energy. Who Catherine, the Princess of Wales, was in a previous life. Very interesting. Very interesting candidates that I've got there. But let's have a look and see what the cards have got to tell us. I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.